Junior from Columbia Heights, Minnesota, number 7, Brigitte Laurie. A 5'11 junior from Wheaton, Illinois, number 8, Laurie Smith. A 5'11 junior from Juneau, Alaska, number 10, Joanna Grotenhouse. And a 6'1 freshman from Wheaton, Illinois, number 12, Holly Smith. The assistant coaches, Margie Fitzpatrick and Megan McAllister. The head coach for the Badgers, John Cook. And now introducing their starters for the University of Hawaii, Rainbow Wahine. The 5'8 junior from Columbia Heights, Minnesota, number 4, Carrie Anderson. A 5'4 senior from Pearl City, Hawaii, number 7, Stephanie Shota. A 6'2 freshman from Vallentuna, Sweden, number 9, Angelica Ljungqvist. A 6'1 sophomore from Cypress, California, number 10, Sarah Chase. A 6'1 junior from Costa Mesa, California, number 12, Brandy Brooks. And a 6'1 senior from Manhattan Beach, California, number 15, Crystal Atwood. Trainer Melody Coate, volunteer assistant Chuck Williams, the assistant coach Kerry Major, the associate coach Howard Wallace, and the head coach for the Rainbows, Dave Shoji.
All right, Stephanie Shota will be back to serve the first ball of the night when we come back.
Well, for Wisconsin, they're led by a freshman setter, their senior captain, Christy Sobosinski. She's the only senior. They got a very young group, and Laura Abinante is their freshman setter. She is a good one. The outside hitters, Grotenhouse and Laurie, and of course their 2 middle blockers, the Smith sisters.
Laurie and Holly Smith, of course. Laurie, we'll talk about later, a good friend of Hawaii's Carrie Anderson, who will be the setter for Hawaii. Stephanie Shota in the back row will be subbed probably by Key Williams. And then Ljungqvist and Chase, and of course on the outsides, Brooks and Atwood. And this crowd is rocking already. The winner of this match goes to Long Beach State to play in the Northwest Regional semifinals next Friday. Shota serves into the top of the net, and it's side out to Wisconsin. Not what you do to start off a match, Chris.
Well, even seniors get the jitters. Stephanie Shota that time a little bit nervous. I think both teams will suffer from a little nervousness here in the early going.
Our referee tonight, Max Kernigan, and umpire Todd Brunel from the mainland.
Oh, that's a late back row attack call. What happened was Carrie Anderson went above the net about 3 plays ago. The ball went over the Wisconsin side. The referees waited to see if she was a front row player or a back row player. When she rotated to the back, they could see she was illegally playing the ball.
1-0 Wisconsin. What you want to watch for Wisconsin is they're digging and they're blocking, and there's a block up front. Big block up front by Sobosinski and Holly Smith.
Well, the book on Wisconsin is they can play defense. If they get a good block out there, as good as anybody, they can beat anybody on a given night. Hawaii, I think, has got to run a quick attack if they can get a good pass and isolate their middles like that.
Off the block that time goes Grotenhouse, and Grotenhouse makes it 3-0 Badgers.
What a great story behind her, a walk-on, mother of a 2-year-old.
A serve, it's 4-0. Wisconsin said they had to serve tough coming in here. They got a few jump servers. We'll be seeing that tonight. Five nothing. Brooks is roofed in the middle, and timeout is called by Hawaii. A bad dream to start off with. It's 0-5 or 5-0 worst meeting ever between these squads. But you see in postseason, Hawaii is 77-17. Wisconsin 8-2. They have not been to many postseason tournaments. After the timeout, Hawaii sets up the one play and a partial block up front by the Badgers. Randy Brooks outside to Atwood. Off the net, it goes wide. 6-0.
But Hawaii having trouble with their passing early on here, unable to run a quick middle attack or even a back set. Again, Wisconsin serving very tough, putting Hawaii in all kinds of passing problems. Their setting is predictable and hitting predictable.
Big hit that time by Grotenhouse. Well, Chris, what's happening here is any early jitters Wisconsin would have had are gone way out the door.
They know they have nothing to lose. They're going out swinging free and easy, as John Cook said in the open. They're going to come out relaxed. They got nothing to lose. They're happy to be here.
Hawaii gets a side out. Hawaii has 9 swings. They have 1 kill and 4 errors so far.
First back set, too. Kerry Anderson's been forced, because of the bad passes, forced to set high and outside, which lends itself to a 2-blocker situation, hence down 7-0. Sarah Chase almost missed that serve.
Anderson bumps it way outside, and Atwood mishits it into the net. And now checking in will be Jamie Smith. Another one of the Smiths, but this one not related to the other two. She won the Team Spirit Award this year. Fiery back row sophomore.
They do have 3 Smiths on the floor right now, though.
That's right.
There's a good pass and a quick play in the middle, but it gets blocked. I think Wisconsin was so used to the ball going outside all the time, they just figured, hey, Hawaii's got to go to the middle sometime. Hawaii gets their first pass in the middle, and there's 2 people waiting on Angelica Ljungqvist.
This Wisconsin team was 5th in the Big Ten this year. Andy Brooks gets it back.
Well, John, it's obvious to me that John Cook and his staff have done a good job of scouting Hawaii. They know that if Hawaii gets in passing trouble, they go to the high and outside.
Crystal Atwood takes a bad pass, and it's 1-8. And that brings the crowd back in.
Another poor pass there, but a good set by Abenante. Hawaii should score in transition here.
No, not a good pass, though, up front.
Another chance in transition. Let's see if they run a quicker play. No, high and wide. Atwood gets lucky.
Atwood hit the high hands, and it lands behind the back row. It's 2-8. Remember, it's best 3 out of 5. Andy Brooks, good serve, but a good pass that time. Overpass by Chase, and it costs her. Sarah Chase bumped it up too high. Put down easily by Holly Smith. Remember, a player from each team will be honored at the end of our match for going beyond the call. GTE Hawaiian Tel will make a contribution for scholarships at the University of Hawaii. 8-2 Badgers, game number 1. Atwood, nice hit by Crystal. Again, the passing for Hawaii is miserable. Chris, if you saw this on a tape, you'd think it was late August or early September.
Well, let me tell you something. I came in and watched Wisconsin practice last night, and they're serving from Eva to Diamond Head, and they're hitting it into the wind, so to speak. We've had high winds here in Hawaii lately, as you well know, and it's a very tough serve. Lindquist that time scores on a step-out move, but to finish that thought, Wisconsin's serving into the wind, which causes the ball to float a lot more. It's tougher to pass. There's a nice little step-out move. Hawaii creeping back into this.
Good pass by Atwood. Chance for Key Williams into the match. She misses. One of the things you always worry about, well, think about when Key comes into a match, she is so pumped up. Sometimes she tries to overdo it, Chris. I think she hit that one before she was ready.
You're right. It really looked like she was over-amped. Another tough serve. Sarah Chase, normally a good passer, having trouble with that one.
Nice play by Key Williams, though, and a good dig in the back row to keep it alive by Jamie Smith. Atwood up front. Key.
Oh, is she fired up? And she's firing up this Clem crowd. Look at her yelling instructions. Being the leader she wants to be. Oh, she would love to go to Long Beach State and play around some hometown folks.
Her great performance as the season wore on got her to be a first-team All-Big West player. To Hawaii, 4-8.
That time Bridget Laurie had 2 swings at the ball, couldn't get the second one over, but the word is that she's got to have a good match in order for Wisconsin to do well.
Bridget
so far
Laurie.
she's off to an okay start.
Good dig on the attempted dump. Ball hit wide, it's starting to unravel here. Unforced errors. Remember, Bridget Laurie was a high school mate and good friend of Carrie Anderson. Two girls from Minnesota meeting out in Clum Gym.
Right now, Carrie Anderson is lined up to block Bridget. Won't that be interesting? Here she gets her chance right here.
She gets it. She and Chase. 6-8.
I'll tell you something, John. Bridget Laurie and Carrie Anderson, good buddies. Even though Sarah Chase gets the block, Carrie Anderson set it all up.
6-8, Hawaii coming back. With 4 players with over 200 kills this year. And as you can see, they are considered a team to be reckoned with in this tournament, because they have so many players to go to and nobody you can concentrate on alone. There's one of the weapons. 7-8, Sarah Chase.
John, one of the things that concerned John Cook was his team's inability to side out. Here Hawaii gets a chance to transition, and Sarah Chase scores, giving Hawaii their 7th point after a horrendous 0-8 start.
Over dig, no. Good play by Chase, but she got a piece of the net. No, Wisconsin hit the net. Point to Hawaii. Sarah Chase looking like she was taking a little tip-in practice there. And at the net, Wisconsin, a shorter team than Hawaii. Send 2 players up, 1 hit the net. At 6-8, folks, at that last timeout, each team was hitting 0 on the night so far. That's what they were hitting before they got into the gym. Another good serve. Off the block, nice hit that time by Laurie. Bridget Laurie, one of the big guns, comes in hitting only 183, but she gets 3.8 kills a game. She's 4th on the all-time Wisconsin career kills and attempts list.
And guess whose hand she was looking for that time? Her buddy, Carrie Anderson.
Nice back set, and Key is roofed. And off of Sarah Chase's head. And Wisconsin goes ahead 9-8.
Tell you, when Key kills the ball, it's as exciting as anything. When Key gets blocked, it's not very exciting for those who are covering her, like Sarah Chase, who got bonked on the head just then.
Bad pass by Youngquist. Carrie Anderson goes into the crowd to save it, and cannot. It is 10-8 Wisconsin. For Hawaii, the Jekyll and Hyde right now. Mr. Hyde with this bad passing. Another good serve, 11-8. Overpass.
Again, John, tough floater into the Clum wind.
That ball's hit wide, hitting a little bit too hard. It was Grotenhouse.
Actually, the ball was hit wide, but Carrie Anderson got caught up in the net. Point, Wisconsin.
12-8, Wisconsin leading, Chris. Hope to finish 2nd nationally. 89, 90, and 91. Long Beach, and Long Beach knocked them out. And there, highlighted, is last year Hawaii. Was at Nebraska a couple of years ago, but that should be shattered at the Final Four. And boy, wouldn't the Badgers love to go home and play in front of their own crowd. Key is blocked. Key can't get one past Wisconsin so far. Through the block, but Doug Chase has to pass it back to Key. Free ball for Wisconsin. Good rally, Key again. Again, she tried to do too much with that ball. It's 13-8. This happened a little bit last time Hawaii played, Chris, against USC. And Key Williams was taken out of the match, not to return to action, which was kind of a surprise. But Kenyatta Lovelace came in both nights against USC, the night before and the night after Thanksgiving, and led the team in kills with 17 kills both nights.
One of the tough things for Key, she's always got to go up against 2 blockers. That's tough.
Overpass by Hawaii, misplayed by Wisconsin, and a break for Nawahine.
And that's what I think Hawaii's got to do, is run the middle more. Whenever they get a good pass, run step outs, run quicks. Watch this, Sarah Chase with a 1-step move right there. Boom, it's up. Blockers aren't there, they're late. Back row doesn't dig it. I think that's what Hawaii's have to do, is quicken the tempo of all the sets, move the ball around. Good serve by Carrie Anderson, near ace.
Nice dig and a miss hit on the outside by Grotenhouse. Wisconsin has the only coaching staff in the country featuring 2 former members of the national team. The assistant coach is Megan McAllister. who played at USC and then played on the women's national team. And as you mentioned, head coach John Cook, who was a men's assistant coach, helped the team win a bronze medal in Barcelona.
That's right.
13-8, Hawaii not scoring. But Sarah Chase goes off the block and gets it back.
Well, Chase, the hot hitter right now, 4 kills, no errors in 5 attempts. Hawaii hitting only .067, but Chase hitting 800. So watch for Carrie Anderson to keep feeding Sarah.
Key Williams had 8 swings while she was in, but 1 kill. And again, Shota comes in and hits it into the net. Still 13-9. Hawaii only getting 1 point in their last 2 service exchanges. Need to make a big defensive play here. Off-time hit, but Sarah Chase puts it down again.
I said that Carrie, I wonder if Carrie heard me just then. I said, keep it on Sarah, she's hot. Good front row for the Bows. Good block up front. Bunch of 6-footers. There's one block.
Left called on Ljungqvist. Oh, Chris, you got a piece of a ball that looked like she was trying to block it. Carrie Anderson pleading her case.
Lucy goes up. She's coming down. And I believe the referee feels that she was on the ground and no longer blocking, and she just mishandled the ball. That's purely a judgment call.
Jamie Smith back in the back row.
Those are the kind of judgment calls that you hope over the period of a match will even out for both sides, and all you can ask of the officials, call the game consistently.
Good cross-court serve by Smith. Brooks. Oh, Ljungqvist is called for a lift on a bad hit by Wisconsin. And it's 14-9. Chris, it has been a real team effort. A lot of mistakes by a lot of different Hawaii players. That was not a tough ball.
Looks like Hawaii's got a few more jitters than Wisconsin.
Atwood is blocked. Kept in play nicely by Ljungqvist. Wisconsin 4, game 1. Not yet.
Oh my, and now the crowd coming to life, tea leaves and all. Hoping for anything that Hawaii does, turn something positive around.
Wahine need points quickly. Good serve by Brooks, and this is a free ball. Oh, not really. A good hit from the back row. Laurie Smith with a big hit, but Atwood returns the favor and picks up her 5th kill. Cross court, kept in play by Atwood, but it's going to be a tough hit for Brooks. Nicely hit and a great dig in the back row.
Randy Brooks just ripped that last ball.
Chris, Carrie Anderson goes up in the land of the Giants in the middle up front there and helps put it down.
And you wonder if Carrie hasn't played with a little more emotion going up against a squad that's mostly from the Midwest, as she is. She won that battle at the net. Now her team's only down by 3. John Cook trying to pull off a surprise.
Good block, or rather good hit off the block. Kathy DeZoodle, or Zoots as she knows, comes in.
Had knee operation in mid-season. So you folks out there that get hurt in mid-season, look, here's a gal that's playing the NCAA championship, serving for game point. Coming off a bad knee surgery.
Ljungqvist. That step-out move's been a big one for her. Lovelace back in up front. Overpassed. Kept alive. Chance for Hawaii. Oh, a nice dig and a nice pass. Roof. Carrie Anderson doing it all with a dig and a block.
And she does it going up against her good buddy, Bridget Laurie. Look at this block by Anderson. Unbelievable. Hawaii back in this game.
12-14. Root! 13-14. When will Cook call his second timeout? He calls it now, Chris. We're going to keep it here, though, because Hawaii's come back. Listen to Club. Well, here's the chess game, Chris McLaughlin. Hawaii will obviously set up their serving position. You see the coaches talking about it. And John Cook wants one play. He wants one play from his team to get a side out and then a serve to potentially win game number one. That's what they do during the timeout, is they talk about what play they're going to set up. And you see him talking to Margie Fitzpatrick and Megan McAllister, his assistant coaches. And you got to wonder if they'll go back to Lori on the left side.
Well, that's my guess. I think John Cook is going to ask for the ball to go out to Lori. She's been their hammer all year long. She's been their go-to person. And Christy Sobocinski is on the back set right now. They may go to the senior captain, but I doubt it. I think they'll go out to Lori. And I think if Dave Shoji's playing, Wisconsin puts on the floor.
Wisconsin does go outside. Good pass by Chase. Can Hawaii tie it up? Not yet. There's an overpass. It's out! Now it's 14-14. You got to win by 2 in game number 1 through 4. Free ball for the Badgers. Lori off the block. Lovelace. Yes!
Oh, my!
15-14. Now Atwood will serve. Hawaii has come all the way back. They need a point to win game number 1. Back set. Root! Chris, great presence of mind. As you notice, she turned her hands in to make sure it landed inside the court as opposed to getting tooled off her hands and going out of bounds. Take a look at stats from game number 1. Not very impressive on the hitting side, but Hawaii with twice as many kills, and that proved to be the difference in game number 1. Wisconsin, using that clum air, got themselves 3 aces.
So, John, what that also shows that Hawaii outblocked and outdug Wisconsin. But those stats are deceiving because the beginning of the game it was all Wisconsin out-blocking and out-digging Hawaii. So Hawaii just took a while to sort of get a wake-up call, I should say. Individual leaders in the stat department: Crystal Atwood with 5 kills for Hawaii, Sarah Chase with 5 kills and no errors. She's hitting .833.
Question is, will the Badgers come back right away in game 2? Hawaii's got the crowd, they've got the momentum, and they've got the 1-0 lead. Good rally to start us off. Great defense by Hawaii on the ground about 5 times on this point. Grotenhouse goes cross court, overpassed. Lundqvist smartly sets it. I think that was a mini-series. The crowd was going ooh, ah, and they were laughing when Lovelace went on the floor and almost didn't get up, and Hawaii gets the side out.
And you see Lundqvist laughing at the end of the play. The play ends up with Lundqvist putting it down, but it was not the way the rally went. It was your basic patty cake, I don't want it, you take it kind of a rally. And Lundqvist ended with a thud there. Great block.
Hawaii with 3 serves into the net so far tonight, no aces.
Well, you know, my theory on long rallies is the team that wins a really long rally like that, if they can just get their next serve in, it's almost a guaranteed point because the other team is still recovering from the rally. But Hawaii unable to capitalize there.
Carrie Anderson moving her sets around. Chris, you were very impressed as that game wore on. Not only she was setting and getting on the floor, but Carrie Anderson doing some good blocking.
She really blocked well. She didn't stuff a lot of balls. She got one real good block, but mostly she soft blocked well, which means she kept the ball in play.
That time Anderson going right up to the net to keep a ball from going over the net nicely. That time outside the antenna. Bad set by Brandy Brooks. Side out to Wisconsin. So nobody's starting to take anything in game number 2. Wisconsin won in 3 straight on Wednesday night in the first round in front of a crowd just about the same size, 1,894 people at home in their first round matchup. They beat South Florida, and their coach says we're playing the best we've played all year.
Well, they really are, and they said that this particular game is worth 6 weeks of practice just getting to play in the NC2As like this.
Holly Smith goes up for a ball, and she whips. Right through the block, Bridget Laurie. Bridget Laurie, when she and Carrie Anderson played back at Columbia Heights in 1990, they were ranked as the #1 high school team in the country. It's quite an honor. Good serve, but a nice pass by Atwood. Laurie got blocked twice, and then she throws it over softly. Chance for Atwood.
Crystal Atwood doing her usual stellar job on the outside. She hits high, gets a piece of the hands right there. 1-on-1 that time. Crystal will win that battle about 90% of the time.
I think 2 teammates were in better position than Sobocinski, who stuck a left arm out. And Hawaii serves at 1-0. Oh, over the net that time is Crystal Atwood. A little bit, or rather, going to the Wahine. The crowd booing. They thought it was Atwood that was over the net.
No, it wasn't. Here's the play there was the ball was hit over the net to Hawaii's side of the net by a back row attacker. That was the setter for Wisconsin, Albanante.
And then Hawaii takes the favor and gives it back over to the Badgers. Youngquist is roofed on the outside block. Laurie Smith, the team leader in blocking, and Laurie go outside and do a nice job doubling up.
See him going out to Youngquist. There's 2 blockers out there. Only took Laurie to get the job done there. She's their best left side blocker. When she gets it going, she's as good a blocker as anybody in the gym right now.
8 and 12, who are sisters, the 2 best blockers. And then Wisconsin returns the favor and gives it back to Hawaii.
Well, there's 2 serves long right now by Wisconsin. Wonder if the wind's going with them now.
And Hawaii gets a dying quail that almost drops. Well, Laurie is roofed, and it's 3-1 Hawaii.
Well, once again, Laurie knows that the 5'8" Carrie Anderson is on the outside blocking her, so she's trying to find Carrie's hands desperately. But she's running up against a very good blocking Carrie Anderson tonight.
Right through the block, and Lovely shanks it into the crowd. 1-3 Wisconsin serving. They lost the first game 14-16. John Fink and Chris McLaughlin happy to be with you in the second round of the NCAA tournament. There's a bad pass and a net violation called up front against Wisconsin. Chris, that was just sloppy. Wisconsin with a chance there and threw it too close to the net.
John Cook knows his team just gave one away right there.
Rotenhouse is blocked.
Well, right now, Carrie Anderson is setting a good block. If she does not get her hands on it, that time Youngquist does, but Carrie Anderson's lining the block up well to give Angelica a good shot at blocking Wisconsin's hitters.
On the tough pass, it results in a bad hit and a free ball. And Hawaii gets there to make it 5-1. Good diving effort by DeZoodle. To no avail. Hawaii's hitting is picked up. They're now hitting 182 after hitting 0 through the first half of the first game. Big dig by Atwood, but too far, and then a horrible pass by Grotenhouse, and now she hits it in the back row for a free ball for the Rainbow Wahine. Wisconsin just not getting good swings at the ball. And early on, it was a lot of Hawaii mistakes. Now the Badgers making some unforced errors.
Well, Wisconsin is so quick, John. I'm really impressed with their defensive quickness. They're keeping the ball alive, but they just can't side out.
Again, overpassed, and so a free ball for Lovelace to drill. Nice dig in the back. Oh, miss hit by Lovelace after a great play by Ljungqvist. Atwood playing goalie just gets a piece of that one. Nice set. Lovelace got blocked, then fell, hit it up. A little bit everything for Kenyatta on that one, but good play by the Badgers.
Here we see Brandy Brooks with a fine cross-court set, but just a great block that time by Laurie Smith, one of the Smith sisters blocking middle for Wisconsin. And even though Hawaii lost that rally, John, the educated, knowledgeable Clum crowd clapped.
That time Lovelace goes long. It was not touched, so after being blocked a few times, Kenyatta tries to go off high hands and goes too high. 2-6. That time she hits the hands, but Laurie Smith, nice dig. Grotenhouse is just getting tooled on a lot of the outside hits, and it goes back on the court. She vacated her position, and the ball lands behind her. Earlier this season in one of the games at Wisconsin, Smith came in for Smith, and Smith was back to serve. And the crowd threw up their hands and said, okay, whatever. True story. They had 3 of them coming in and out at the same time. Almost. Hawaii with 4 hits. Side out. Laura Abinante, freshman. Very young team, only 1 senior. Sobocinski, number 2, the only senior on the team. This is a team through circumstances has had 3 coaches over the past 4 years. Side out back to Hawaii. Chris, we should mention that story. Of course, the tragedy. Steve Lowe, the Big Ten Coach of the Year, suddenly contracting cancer and passing away in August of 1990. The assistant coach comes in, runs the team in 91, and then in 92, that young man, John Cook, comes in. So some of these players, especially Sobocinski, has seen 3 coaches in her 4 years. And this is a great program, as we mentioned earlier. Great crowds and a lot of volleyball up in Madison, Wisconsin.
And John, I'll tell you who I'm impressed with is one of the players that John Cook recruited, and that's their setter, number 5, Laura Abinante. She is a good one. She's a Fab 50. She was the most valuable player in the 91 Junior Nationals and 1993 Junior Olympics. But she is a good setter.
And as you mentioned, Cook only having 1 year of recruiting since he's been there. And his teams will only get stronger as the years go on. He comes from that great Nebraska program. He was at 4 Final Fours with that team. And as a great remembrance to Steve Lowe, every year the first Big Ten game at Wisconsin is designated Steve Lowe Night, and a portion of the gate receipts from that match will go to the Steve Lowe Scholarship Fund, an endowed volleyball scholarship in his name, which is wonderful. 3-6, the serve by Jamie Smith. Carrie Anderson again doing a good job pulling a bad pass away from the net. The good setters can make the bad passes not look so bad. She did it that time.
Carrie's not known for her great leaping ability, but that time she went way up above the net to save it. And as you said, kept the ball alive on Hawaii's side of the court.
Well, what's happened with Carrie Anderson this year is she's lost 20 pounds, and it's helped her get up on her, off her feet better. Stephanie Schroeder serves in and gets a mock cheer from the crowd. That was interesting. Schroeder had served 2 balls into the net, and the crowd kind of reminding her she got to serve in. Now she laughs over at the UH bench. 7-3 Hawaii. Good hit down the line that time. Lurie gets it back.
Oh boy, she got a hold of that one, whipped it right down the line. That shows, I think, why she's got the record for the single match record for Wisconsin. I think she's had 34 kills in 1 game against Iowa. That's quite a feat.
5-gamer earlier this year, she had 34 kills, setting a school mark. And between she and Grotenhouse, you can pretty much bet 60 to 70% of the swings are going their way. So far tonight, she has 22 swings, and Grotnaus has 18. That's 40 of the team's 62 hits. So after a bad serve by Wisconsin, Sarah Chase, showing some aloha spirit, gives it back over to the Badgers. 4-7.
Lori Smith, the older of the two Smith sisters on this team, shows why she won the hardest worker award in '92.
Lori Smith gets her hits 207 right now on the night. They're hitting their opponents to a 167 percentage. Two good defensive teams. Wisconsin creeping back into the middle of game number 2. Randy Brooks, nice high set to Atwood. Good dig in the back row, that time by Smith. Jamie variety. 6-7, so the good pass leads to a point for the Badgers.
Oh, Wisconsin worked hard for that side out. Great dig in the back row by Jamie Smith in the middle of that rally. And a good finishing play that time by Bridget Laurie.
Seven apiece. Wisconsin ties things up. Wisconsin lost to all top 25 opponents they played this year. They lost to Stanford. Then they lost twice each to conference foes, Illinois, Ohio State, and Penn State. They only won 2 games all year while losing 21 games in going 0-7 against top 25 teams. But you throw it out because they've got something to play for. Not only an NCAA berth, if they win 3 matches, they go home for the Final Four. Outside the antenna that time, Bridget Laurie. And it goes over to Hawaii, but we are tied at 7. So Hawaii kind of letting down a little bit. Wisconsin with some blocking and some good hits has tied it up. Into the net goes Laurie. It's 8-7. Bridget Laurie has a lot of swings tonight, but she's still hitting negative.
She's going to get a rest right now, too, John. Looked a little tired. I think John Cook noticed that, too. He might have heard you.
Yep, Kelly Luther checks in. She's started sporadically this year. Sister is a senior on Nebraska's volleyball team, where Cook used to be. Cook probably recruited his sister.
Here you see the set from Abenante. Here's the fresh player, Lulu, they call her. She goes up, just hits a little waffle ball, had no speed on it at all, no juice, and gets the big kill to stop the bleeding.
Lack of communication leads to a free ball. Good dig by Chase, who leads the team in digs. Mishandled that time, Abenante.
A rare mistake by Abenante. She is one good setter, but she tried to do a little bit too much that time with the ball.
And Laurie comes back in.
Atwood now back to serve, and how about the story of her family extending their stay in Hawaii to watch these NC2A championships.
And then, of course, if Hawaii should win, they get to go back home and watch Hawaii in the regionals, close to home in Long Beach. And net time, Carrie Anderson touches a net, even though she didn't think she did. And she's called for the violation by Todd Burnell, our umpire. The lines people, Kavika Hasegawa and Irene Akana on the lines tonight. And Guy Owatu, our backup referee. 8-8, Wisconsin hanging tough, goes right through the block. Good serve, big hard serve. And a bigger, harder hit by Lovelace.
Well, Laurie Smith just drilled that serve. Chase handled it pretty well. 2 blockers up on Kenyatta, but she just goes over and inside of them with a lot of velocity.
Ljungqvist back to serve. She leads Hawaii in aces this year. And she just nails one deep.
And a murmur goes through the Clum crowd.
3 aces, 3 errors for Hawaii.
That's 7 errors for
I'm
Hawaii.
sorry, 3 aces, 3 errors for Wisconsin, 1 ace and 7 errors for Hawaii. The Chris McLaughlin school of serving, at least keep it even if you can't be on the plus side.
Well, especially if your own gym, you know, Dave Shoji, I know, thinks that Clum Gym should be an advantage for his team. They should be serving tougher than teams coming in. But Hawaii, as you said, with only 1 ace and 7 errors.
Off the block, back over to the Badgers. So Wisconsin refusing to let Hawaii get a point. Trisha Landry up front, barking out instructions. Number 6.
Another good serve. John Cook said, come on, Joe, get up there and rip this serve. He knows his team only has a chance if his team serves hard and tough, because they're not a great side-out team. So got to put Hawaii into passing problems.
Another good serve. Tips the net, though, so it's not a good serve. Well, one of our 7-11 keys about serving tough also takes into account the Clum crowd factor, Chris, because you take the crowd out of this when you force Hawaii to make bad passes.
You're absolutely right, John. When bad passes come up, usually bad sets come up. When bad sets go up,
bad swings go up.
There you go.
Into the net, Bridget Laurie. John Cook looking like a frustrated coach right now.
Bridget Laurie had a nice rest. You'd think she'd be fresh coming off the bench. She's very fresh, and he told me last night, he said, Bridget Laurie's got to have a good match for us in order for us to have a chance to win. All their key matches this year, Bridget Laurie had good games.
She is one of their 2 big hitters, along with Grotenhouse. Back over, it's 9-9. We remain tied up here. Landry comes out, DeZut will come in.
And DeZut's a fiery competitor. 5'8", she's one of the smallest players on the team. In the old days, 5'8" would have been a middle blocker. Now that won't get her in the front row.
She pops the serve up. She was the first jump server in Wisconsin history, but she's not jump served yet tonight. Gal thought that ball was mishandled. Atwood, a little reverse hook.
Hawaii got lucky there. Crystal got an early Christmas present from Santa.
9-9, Sarah Chase to serve. Back set, Hawaii saw it coming, but splitting the block nicely that time was Laurie Smith. Well, Laurie Smith ran a long way for that ball and still put it down.
Boy, she took a run, didn't she? She came from the left side of the court all the way over to the right. Oh, nice kill that time.
Wisconsin Badgers taken all the way out of their comfortable zone in the Mideast to come out to the Northwest region and play Hawaii. The swan song match at Clum Gym. Laurie again, I think it was blocked, but Chris, that ball barely hit over the net. Easy block for Hawaii.
Well, Dave Shoji lined up his lineup to make sure that his best blocker, Angelica Ljungqvist, right there, was lined up on their best hitter, Laurie. Angelica's having her way right now.
That time they fake toward Laurie, go back set. Hawaii lean toward Laurie. The block not sufficiently set up. It's blocked out. Now Bridget Laurie, the junior from Columbia Heights, will serve, try to tie it up. Bullet serve, but a good pass by Atwood. Seems like such a simple game when you make a quick play as Hawaii puts it down.
Well, Ljungqvist has been quiet for a long time, but she's coming to life right now. She's had a couple of good blocks. There's the 3-set that time from Carrie Anderson. And Hawaii has a chance to pull away here.
Lovelace back up front. She ignited Hawaii in game 1. There again, she gets her hands way up over the net. There she's going to swing. They're looking for the touch. They get it. No, it's called out. Touch was called by Kavita Hasegawa, but he's overruled by Max Kernigan. That ball sure took a funny move if it wasn't touched.
Well, you know, John, the ball did look like it changed direction, and Carrie Anderson is probably asking about that right now, but I think Max Kernigan made the right call there. I think Kenyatta got under the ball, and it took off like it was a flyer. The crowd does not like it, though, and they're letting Max know, but I think it was a good call.
I think the crowd's right, but it's moot because the referee has the call. And now Kenyatta, exclamation points, that slam.
Well, if there's any doubt about whether or not Hawaii should have the ball, Kenyatta gets the crowd right back into it there with that kill. Kenyatta playing for Key Williams, who seems to have a rhythm off just a little bit, maybe over-amped.
Out 11-9, mishit by Grotenhouse. Timeout is called by John Cook. It's 11-9, Hawaii leading.
Blocks at the end of game number 1 really turned this whole match around, I think.
Short set in the middle, lands outside. Wisconsin with another error.
You know, for those who joined us late, I really think that Wisconsin, had they won game number 1, we'd have been an entirely different ball game right now, and they easily could have had not Kenyatta come in to save the day with those 2 big blocks.
Well, this game was 9-9, and now Hawaii's really starting to pull away on mistakes by Wisconsin. There's a free ball at the net. Patty cake back and forth. Outside Grotenhouse. Nice bump set from Anderson to Lovelace. And it's 13-9. Chris, Wisconsin very wary of the Hawaii block, now trying to push it over the block and not getting good swings.
And one of the things that's giving Wisconsin trouble right now is their passing isn't as good as it was earlier. There's a pretty good one right there by Laurie. He had a good swing on the outside, but Angelica Youngquist with a nice dig.
That time Grotenhouse puts it down.
What a great story behind Grotenhouse, John. She tried out in an open tryout a couple of years ago, and John Cook said, I think you can play. We'll try you out. She doesn't play 1 year. She plays the whole next spring, comes out now, and she's one of their leading hitters, and is a mother of a 2-year-old. So she mixes volleyball and family.
A walk-on who played at Rhinelander High in Wisconsin, but she's from Alaska, and she played in only 6 matches last year, and here she is starting. You're right. What a great story. Here she is. Gets the kill. 10-13. Gotta know they're going to her and Laurie. She had 3 kills in the decisive 16-14 Game 3 to end South Florida's season. They'll go to her in the clutch.
Kenyatta Lovelace hot on the outside right now, gets her 5th kill right there, maybe her biggest. Hawaii cannot afford to have Wisconsin creep up, and here Anderson serves into the net. Another costly Hawaii serving error, their 8th of the night. Good thing we're not playing rally scoring. Those have been 8 giveaway points.
Quick set in the middle. When that play is on, it has been almost unstoppable this year between Youngquist and Chase.
And Sarah Chase continues her hot hand, her 10th kill with no errors, John. Sarah having a nearly flawless night.
Net violation called up front on Hawaii. I don't know if it was Atwood or Chase. Wisconsin down by 3. Shanked pass kept in play, but it should be a free ball.
Oh, Brandy Brooks could have put a good shot on that.
That's the second time she's taken what could have been free balls and gotten some good velocity on it. Nice block, but there's Anderson. So Atwood goes outside the block.
Actually, what Atwood did there is she caught Wisconsin rotating late. Their setter came up from the back row as if Atwood is going to dink it. She just hit it right over her head. Smart play by Crystal.
Shota does not get up in time. Sobocinski. Only senior on the squad. Wisconsin will be back. We can be sure of that. Little X play. Brandy Brooks comes up and puts it down.
Carrie Anderson starting to mix up her offensive plays a little better, being a little less predictable, I should say. There's a tough serve by Brooks, almost hit the net.
Lundqvist has to set this one to Atwood, off the net and down. Pretty lucky play as the ball rolled around on the net. Hawaii made one good dig and then a hit off the net takes them to game point, 14-10 in game 2.
All night long, plus one other blocker.
All right, let's check out tonight's Bank of America scoreboard in the NCAA tournament yesterday. These are second round matches. Now remember, there were 48 teams, and coming into this weekend there were 32. So there you see that BYU beats Washington State after Stanford eliminated USC. Long Beach State beat George Washington. They're one of the 4 teams left in the Northwest. Penn State, as expected, over Northern Illinois yesterday. And Texas easily over A&M in the South. Florida in the South over Houston. And UCLA today beating New Mexico handily. There's a great one, intra-state rivalry. Arizona over Arizona State. What a match that must have been. Ohio State will play Long Beach State now. They win in the Northwest region. Pacific will play the winner of this match. They win, but it took them 4. And here's the stunner, folks. #1 seed in the Mideast, Minnesota, knocking out UCSB. The #1 seed is gone after a great season. Santa Barbara is out of the tournament. And Nebraska, who was going to host the Mideast Regional next week, they're out. Chris, there's no host for the Mideast. They might not hold it. I bet they'll hold it anyway. Maybe at Colorado because they knock out Illinois. And Duke takes out Kentucky. These are all matches from today. Georgia knocking out Tennessee. And one basketball score that you're interested in, Hawaii by 30 over Arkansas to win the Paradise Classic. Melanie Azama, the most valuable player. Also Kawawakita and Jenny Kaeo on the all-tournament team. And boy, that team is one team, folks, you should come out to see right here in Clum Gym, because that is a great team that Vince Gu has put together again this year.
He really has. They're fun to watch. They had a great tournament.
Ball hit out. Point to Hawaii. Starting out with a good serve, this time with Stephanie Shota. Remember, a player from each team will be honored at the end of tonight's match for going beyond the call. GTE Hawaiian Tel will make a contribution for scholarships at the University of Hawaii. Ball hit out, not off the block. John Cook stands up, says it had to be blocked. Referee Max Kernigan says no, it's right in front of me. He turned to his lines person Irina Khan, said no, it was out. Ace serve. Bridget Laurie looking like a bad soccer move there. She missed the trap.
Shota desperately trying to get the crowd back in her favor after serving 2 balls in the middle of the net. Comes up with a big ace, and she has the big smile. The senior wants to go out a winner.
Another miss hit, 3-0. And John Cook calls timeout. Obviously the 5-minute break between to the Rainbow Seniors. That's the Bob Wagner postseason special Wednesday night at 9 on Fox 13. So coming back from the timeout, Wisconsin does what every coach dreams to do and gets the side out and possibly stops the momentum Hawaii had built.
And Chase continues her hot hand. Perfect pass that time by Angelica Ljungqvist to set the whole thing up, and then Carrie Anderson going to Sarah Chase with a quick set in the middle.
Sarah Chase with 12 digs to lead the team as well, having a great hitting night. Coming into this match, she had 70 more digs than anybody else on the entire team. That's almost 3 a game. Randy Brooks, big dig, Ljungqvist.
Oh, how sweet it is. Angelica Ljungqvist with the overpass kill. Anderson with a back set. Good dig in the back row that time, but over the net to the waiting Ljungqvist.
6-0 Wahine. Mishandled. And Bridget Laurie, it's 7-0. This is how Wisconsin started game 1. If you just joined us, Wisconsin leapt out to a touchdown lead. 8-0 as a matter of fact.
Well, they went for the 2-point conversion.
That's right. That violation goes back over to the Badgers. Wisconsin, one of the largest schools in the country with 41,948 students, of which 30,000 are undergraduates, ranks number 4 in foreign student enrollment. Kristen, it's constantly ranked as one of the top 10 major universities in the country. A real good academic school up there.
And my boss is a graduate of University of Wisconsin. A lot of big Wisconsin alumni here in town.
Well, there must be a lot of them. There's 30,000 a year that go there.
That's right. In fact, they had an alum in town take them to breakfast this morning. So I still think this team is high from the Rose Bowl appearance of their football team. So maybe why they played so well the first 2 games.
8-0. Ljungqvist gets another kill. Hawaii now hitting .255. You remember earlier we told you they were hitting 0. They've really brought it up. They've settled down. Lindquist hits it wide, too close to the right side when she turned that way. The Zoodle comes back in to serve for Holly Smith. Wisconsin in the NCAAs for the 3rd year out of the past 4 years. Hawaii back in after missing last year. And again, a ball hit wide. 1-8.
Well, Ljungqvist is really, Dave Shogi stands up and says, wasn't that ball in? He's smiling. It was a great hit by Ljungqvist. She's really getting a lot on the ball, just barely missing the line.
Next play in the middle, nobody goes up. And that violation anyway, but it goes back to Hawaii. They were so ready for Ljungqvist to take another swing. But the blockers moved over with Angelica, and Atwood gets an easy kill, her 11th on the evening.
Lori Smith that time with a step out move. 5'11" junior. Former national team junior player.
Off the block. Inside out Hawaii. So Hawaii jumbling the lineup again tonight. Lovelace, who was out for about a month, comes in. Key Williams on the side tonight, but I've been watching Key and she's smiling and rooting her team on. She is the consummate team player, Chris. I'm sure she'll bounce back from this if Hawaii goes on to a regional.
Well, Hawaii is doing this well without Key. Everybody's got to be asking, what will they be like when Key gets back into her rhythm and gets back on that court and brings Hawaii even more firepower?
That's why they're the wild card of the teams in this Northwest region, because Hawaii has a lot of different weapons, and if 2 or 3 of them are on, they can give anybody trouble. Blocked up front, point to Wisconsin, 2-8. Chris, at the banquet about a week ago, Key Williams is watching some highlights, and there was a highlight of her getting her ankle stepped on by Ljungqvist and limping around, and she leaned forward and said to Ljungqvist, "That was my fault, I'm sorry." It's a month after it happened. Lovelace off the high hands, good dig in the back row by DeZoodle. Chase off the block. That violation called on Wisconsin, and it goes back to Hawaii. And the Badgers had a couple of balls there where if they could have had a better pass and a better set, they really had Hawaii reeling but couldn't put it away.
Well played rally that time by both teams. Good. Wisconsin does play excellent defense. They just again have not quite enough firepower to put a lot of heat on their spikes. There's some pretty good spike there, but it's dug in the back row.
Brandy Brooks with a nice dive, so even though she didn't get it, she sent a message as she nails it through the net. Hawaii getting on the floor. It's that time of year. You get to about mid-December. If you don't want to get on the floor, you can pack it in, because the next loss is the last loss. Single elimination tournament. After tonight, there'll be just 16, the Sweet 16 left. They'll go out to East, South, West, and Northwest regionals. Brooks Brooks all alone. Brandy Brooks, one of the hardest hits we've seen all year from Brooks.
So Brandy, after a slow start, gets a high, wide outside set, sees the line open, and just drills it. She had a slow start this year, not tonight, but she had a slow start earlier this year and has worked her way back into the lineup, playing very well at the right time.
8-2. Good dig by Laurie. Mishandled. Abenante tried to twist it across court. 9-2. They don't like it from the referee's standpoint, so it's 9-2.
See no argument there from John Cook and staff. Abenante just muscled that ball up there. Too much spin. There's a good set that time, though. They get a good hit. Grottenhouse once again coming through. Her 10th, 11th kill of the night in 39 swings.
Serve wide. Laurie Smith sets it. Unfortunately, she sets it to Crystal Atwood, who makes it 10-2. John Cook in postseason Hawaii's 2-0, and the reason they're 16-2 is because it's really the Big 11, because this year Hawaii lost to Penn State, the newest member of the Big Ten. They also lost in the last couple of years to Illinois, and in postseason Hawaii beat Illinois in '87 in the NCAA championships, and then they beat them in '88 in the NCAA championships. So there you have the story on Hawaii's storied history against the Big 11.
Well, after some passing problems, John Cook's well-called timeout results in a quick set to the middle. A nice pass from the back row. Holly Smith, the 6'1 freshman, gets a side out. We see a new face in the crowd. Kelly Luther, Lulu, comes back into the game.
Andy Brooks really hitting the ball hard tonight. There was a moment during the USC series where Brandy Brooks got a tongue lashing during a timeout, and I think decided to come back stronger than ever, and she's looking like it tonight. Lundqvist steps out and gets side out.
Sarah Chase with a perfect pass, allowing that set to go up by Carrie Anderson, and Lundqvist to pick up yet another kill.
Atwood gets a hand, and Shota gets a hand. Jocelyn Robbins now into the match. Lovelace into the match. Hawaii starting to go to the bench a little bit deeper. 10-2 final Wahine volleyball match in Klum Gym. Assuming that the special events arena is done, and it's ahead of schedule right now.
It'll stop raining.
Tipped over by Sobocinski. There's a name we haven't mentioned in about a week and a half. She picks up just her 3rd kill on the night.
She leads the team in digs, though. The lone senior in the squad goes up, just get a little tip shot over the middle. That's a great spot to put it, by the way, in the middle of everyone.
She'll go back to serve, and she, as you can see, the team leader with 31 aces entering tonight's match. An economics major, if the name Sobocinski sounds familiar. Her dad used to play football for the Atlanta Falcons. Around the time you played for the Falcons, wasn't that? Lundqvist to serve at 10-2. Bridget Laurie gets a kill. Laurie with 32 swings so far tonight. She and Grottenhouse doing the yeoman's work.
We see Dave showed you put Jocelyn Robbins in to give her a taste of the NC2A action. I wouldn't be surprised if Dave goes to Cecilia Goods at some point, and possibly Robin Amo just to give his young players a chance to see what it's like to play an NC2A tournament before they get to the regionals. But I think he'd like to have just a little bit bigger lead before he does that. You see his shot of Cecilia right there, anxious to go in.
Ace serve again. Hawaii was shanking and misplaying 2 balls, 4-10. 5th ace on the night, and 4 of them have come from this young lady, Bridget Laurie, with 4 aces. There's a good pass. And a good swing, and Hawaii gets it back at 10-4. Well, Chris, if Hawaii hangs on here, they will play Pacific next Friday at Long Beach State, and then Long Beach State will take on Ohio State. That will be the Northwest Regional semifinals. The winners playing on Saturday in the finals. Big hit by Grotenhouse. She has 40 swings tonight. 1/3 of the whole team's swings belong to number 10. Wisconsin cranking up the serve another level here. Not a good set. Holly Smith gets roofed. Back to the Wahine. And Stephanie Shota will come in.
Well, it's been a while since Abenante's gone to the middle. Here is a time that she shouldn't have gone to the middle. Outside would have been better. Chase and Brooks that time up with the block. That's where a setter's got to see out of the corner of their eye a little bit and see if there's 2 blockers there. And if there are 2 blockers hanging near the middle hitter, launch it outside.
Nice hit on the outside again by Grotenhouse.
Just coming off honorable mention all Big Ten honors. Oh, Brooks again. She's hitting step out. She's hitting from the back row. Brandy Brooks up with a back quick set. I haven't seen her hit that all year long, so Bo's getting creative in their old age here.
Wisconsin hanging tough in game 3, but they need points. Nice dig by Jocelyn Robbins. Good hustle on the floor.
Jocelyn Robbins, a little spark here. She's getting that dig right there. Look at that. She popped up another one not too long after that, and the play ends with Ljungqvist hammering.
That violation called up front against Sarah Chase. One category she'd probably rather not lead the team in, but as a blocker, she's up there quite a bit.
I believe that time it was Ljungqvist. Chase is in the back row now. Ljungqvist got tangled up in the net.
Who does lead the team in blocking? And that serve is out. Back to Hawaii. Well, Grotenhouse, who's starting to hit a little bit better here in the middle of game number 3 now. What kind of an NCAA tournament has she had leading into tonight? Well, of course, they've played one match. She had 28 kills. That's 9 kills a game average in the first round win over South Florida. And she ended it when they were down 14-13. She got the side out on a kill, and she got 2 kills to win game 3, 16-14. That time, step out move, Laurie Smith. Hard worker, gets herself another kill.
Wisconsin's starting to get back a little better rhythm here. Nice back set that time by Abenante.
Well, Lovelace didn't get a real solid piece of it, but it's shanked in the back. Grotenhouse couldn't get a good solid dig on this ball.
Anderson sending the ball a little inside there. See, Kenyatta had to go in and chase that down. The location of that set, not perfect.
Hawaii with their 10th service error on the night.
You know what, though, John? It's okay to serve balls out as long as you side out. But if you're not siding out, it means you're going to give the other team more chances to score. So as long as Hawaii keeps siding out, they'll be okay.
Abenante outside, and another good hit by Grotenhouse. Ljungqvist was right there, and she whiffed. 5-10. Wisconsin slowly getting back in. Nice dig by Laurie. Nice dig that time by Abenante. (10-5) Hawaii. Looked like one of the Badgers actually kicked the ball, but it didn't go over the net, so it was moot. Side out for the Wahine. Off the block. Grotenhouse.
She's quickly picked up 15 kills now. She was quiet for a long time, hitting a lot of zeros, but not killing the ball.
That serve just long by Lori Smith. Wisconsin undoubtedly feeling they need to keep serving tough to stay in this match. Now Robbins will come out, and up front goes Crystal Atwood. Hawaii now hitting .285 on the night. That's above their season average, so they have really turned it up a notch in the hitting department as the match has worn on. Nice pass by Ljungqvist. All starts with the pass. Ljungqvist with a perfect pass to Anderson, who takes her choice of what she wants to do, and here's what she does.
Angelica's been almost perfect. There's a pass right to the spot. Look, Anderson doesn't even move. She fires a little 3-set to Sarah Chase, and Chase picks up her 15th kill with no errors. Perfect night for Sarah so far.
21 swings. She's hitting .714.
Carrie Anderson doing a nice job of distributing the sets. 5 people with 20 or more sets tonight.
Oh, ball tipped the top of the net. Undetectable by the human eye, but that's why the referee, Max Kernigan, keeps his hand on the top cable. Chase nicely tweaking it off the block, and just in case the referee didn't know it, she stood there and helped him explain. No argument from Wisconsin. 11-5, and now Sarah Chase serves. Side out. For those of you tuning in to see Married with Children on Fox 13, and I know there are a lot of you, stayed with us. It will be shown immediately following our coverage of tonight's match. Special episode tonight with Chris McLaughlin. Babysitting for the Bundy kids, I think. 5-11. After the floor wipe, which sometimes acts like a timeout in terms of deflating momentum, Grotenhouse serves into the net, the 8th service error on the night for Wisconsin. Lori, but a good dig in the back, and Brandy Brooks calls for the ball nicely, keeping Lovelace away. Well, it was 10-2 Hawaii, and now it's 5-11. We've seen numerous side outs.
See a concern Dave showed you. Even though he's up 2-0, he refuses to let up, refuses to not be intense. But he will not relax until he has 3 games under his belt. And there you see a reticent John Cook, not happy to be down 2-0, but knowing that his team has played very well tonight.
And can come back. It's now 6-11. Roof on Atwood, 7-11. She hit that one from 8 feet out.
John, that is a shocker to have the #1 seeded team in that region go out in this particular round of 32. I know Kathy Gregory's got to be disappointed. Her team has had a phenomenal year, and so they at least wanted to get a chance to get to the regionals and get another shot at Long Beach State, or in the final, at least get to the Final Four.
Well, over all the years we've been doing this, it goes back 8 years now, we have never seen a #1 seed lose in the round of 16, but that ends tonight as Santa Barbara goes down. Usually the #1 and 2 automatically make it. 3 and 4 to a couple of upsets, but the big upset again, Santa Barbara's out. 11-7. Step out move, Lori Smith. Wisconsin was hitting in the low zeros before, about 0.50. Now they're hitting 150. They really picked up the hitting pace.
Lori Smith right there, 9 kills. She's hitting over 300, so she's carrying her load.
Lovelace delivers a load right on top of the head of Lori Smith.
Kenyatta Lovelace sometimes hits the ball so hard, even if the block is well formed like it was then, she just goes right through the hands.
Wisconsin missed passes. You know, we talked about Wisconsin being a 5th place team from the Big Ten. Well, guess what, folks? San Jose State was the 5th place team in the Big West, and Hawaii lost to San Jose State. This is a good Wisconsin team. They've played Minnesota and beaten them, and Minnesota beat Santa Barbara today. They've also played Illinois, Penn State, and Ohio State. Those are all top 25 teams, so they didn't come in tonight intimidated. As you mentioned, Chris, it just seems like they just don't have the firepower when they have the opportunity.
You're right, John. Remember, they went 4 games with Penn State, something Hawaii could not do.
Chase with another bullet. Sarah Chase now has 18 kills on the night. 17 kills, 0 errors in 23 attempts. It's a career moment for her.
And on top of that, when she goes to the back row, she's digging every ball in sight. She has 16 digs to lead the Bows in that category as well. So a good all-around game from Sarah tonight.
Hawaii block was right there. Ball hit wide. Dave Shoji yelled release Sarah. She goes from the middle outside. Hawaii now planning where they think Wisconsin's going to go. It's 13-7. They called that one right. Now this time they go the other side, and the Badgers get it back. Chris, if Wisconsin gets too predictable, Hawaii will put a couple of quick blocks to end this.
You're right now Sarah Chase knows the ball's going to Grotenhouse most of the time, so she's just releasing and going out there. Wisconsin shooting themselves right in the foot that time as the ball goes out of bounds. No comeback available there.
Lovelace, an ace serve. 14-7. Kenyatta Lovelace picks up her 2nd ace on the night. That's the most of any Hawaii player. They only have 3. And the crowd on their feet for the last time ever at Plum, perhaps. It is match point for Lovelace. Set outside, Grotenhouse. Long! Joanna Grotenhouse from Wisconsin, 15 kills to lead the team, and for Hawaii it was Sarah Chase. How perfect was Sarah tonight? 17 kills, no errors, and 23 swings. She hit .739, also leads Hawaii with 16 digs. GTE Hawaiian Tel is pleased to make a contribution for scholarships at the University of Hawaii. GTE Hawaiian Tel, beyond the call. And Chris McLaughlin, that sets up the Northwest region brackets as expected. Long Beach State will play Ohio State, and Pacific against Hawaii. One of the great rivalries of all time continues at Long Beach State. What do you think?
Well, I think that even though Hawaii beat Pacific about a month ago, 3-0 one night and 3-1 the next, I think this regional matchup is going to be very, very difficult for the Bows. They'll be playing on neutral territory at Long Beach State, and I think that for these two teams who are so evenly matched, to have Hawaii win 3 in a row over Pacific is going to be a very, very difficult task. What I'm most impressed, though, is that Kenyatta Lovelace came in for a struggling Key Williams and led the way. How good could Hawaii be if Key really gets it going in Long Beach? I think that's a very important factor for Key Williams to return to this lineup.
All right, so even though they were not on all cylinders tonight, Hawaii's showing some real moxie, coming back from a dreadful start in Game 1 and winning in 3. Don't forget, Wednesday night, Fox 13 presents the Bob Wagner postseason special. Join Jim